start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number point 1. Thank you for your patience while the tenure committee considered your possible promotion to associate professor. We all agree that you have made significant contributions to the biology department in your teaching, and we congratulate you on being voted Teacher of the Year. After reviewing the list of your publications, however, we have decided to withhold the promotion to associate professor until a later date. While you have several promising research projects in progress, the committee would like to see more publications before granting associate professor status. We will be happy to reconsider your request for advancement next year if the number and quality of your publications increase. Again, we salute your contributions to our department and wish you continued success in your professional and academic career. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number point 2. Filmmakers, with the help of production designers, art directors, location managers, and countless other members of cast and crew, insert architecture into their films. On a practical level, architecture sets a scene, conveying information about plot and character while contributing to the overall feel of a movie. In more discrete ways, filmmakers can use their cameras to make statements about the built, or unbuilt, environment, or use that environment to comment metaphorically on any of a variety of subjects, from the lives of the characters in their films to the nature of contemporary society. Architects, for their part, create not only the structures that appear in films but the structures in which films appear, theaters, and the very infrastructure that supports the film industry. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number point 3. Most people believe that it's important to wash regularly and to keep clean. Is this a perfectionistic belief or realistic high standard? For most people, the standards for cleanliness are defined in a way that can be met with little effort, and, for most people, keeping clean has more benefits than costs. For example, with minimal effort, keeping clean makes it more likely that others will want to spend time with you. Most people are also able to be flexible regarding their standards for cleanliness. Surgeons may raise the standard and wash their hands more carefully before doing surgery, whereas people who are camping in the wilderness may lower their standards and tolerate being less clean. In contrast, a person who has perfectionistic thoughts about cleanliness may have excessive beliefs that are inaccurate, inflexible, and cause more harm than good. For example, in our clinic we see some individuals who wash their hands hundreds of times each day. This repetitive washing may be triggered by perfectionistic beliefs about avoiding contamination from germs, toxins, and other substances. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number point 4. In any organization, decision makers often find themselves working with simplified data that lacks any sort of context. They often deal with information in the abstract instead of experiencing it for themselves. In many cases, their disconnection from customers forces them to rely on so-called authorities who are anything but. Having an intuitive understanding of other people can help overcome these challenges. Empathy for the people you serve can make the abstract more grounded and immediate because that information is now connected to a real person you know. It can provide context for the data we receive by incorporating factors left off the map. And this kind of connection to other people can, over time, provide the kind of deep experience in a territory that people inside an organization need to identify new opportunities. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number point 5. Although height and weight are similar in their simplicity, they are very different in how they rule our lives. Our adult height is fixed, there is little one can do about it, and short people are not held responsible for their height as well as for their eye colors. Weight, however, is another matter. We are bombarded with the message that we can control our weight through willpower, proper nutrition, and exercise. The diet industry, which includes diet programs, diet foods, and diet magazines and books, is enormous, with revenues of tens of billions of dollars, catering to an American public desperate to slim down. We shop at grocery stores filled with food that isn't food and exercise at gyms packed with people walking furiously on treadmills that take them nowhere. Each morning we step onto the bathroom scale and measure our progress or lack thereof. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number 6. We need to find out why people are not naturally motivated to eat sensibly and take exercise, and why the motivation to consume alcohol or to smoke persists in spite of their harmful effects on the body. The probable reason is that good or bad effects are not felt immediately but only several years or even decades later. With regard to nutrition, there is some feedback from research, but it takes a very long time for the results of research to spread through society. The explanation is that the mechanisms of biochemical adaptation oppose clinical manifestations of nutritional imbalances, deficits or excesses of nutrients, and pronounced disturbances or disease arise only after the adaptation reserves have become exhausted. A similar phenomenon is observed with chronic consumption of alcohol and heavy smoking over a long period. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Q-Jump Chapter 4. Number 7. Nutrition affects the hormonal system. Fasting, feeding, and exercise alter hormonal balances. In people who become very thin, for example, altered hormonal balance causes their bones to lose minerals and weaken. Hormones also affect nutrition. Along with the nervous system, hormones regulate hunger and affect appetite. They carry messages to regulate the digestive system, telling the digestive organs what kinds of foods have been eaten and how much of each digestive juice to secrete in response. A hormone produced by the fat tissue informs the brain about the degree of body fatness and helps to regulate appetite. An altered hormonal state is thought to be at least partially responsible, too, for the loss of appetite that sick people experience. Hormones also regulate the body's reaction to stress, suppressing hunger and the digestion and absorption of nutrients. When there are questions about a person's nutrition or health, the state of that person's hormonal system is often part of the answer. MTC. Good job.